All right, welcome back, Seeker. Discussion day 2. We did one yesterday if you missed it, and we're going to do one tomorrow as well. And in addition to the live stream we'll do on Patreon tomorrow that'll be just for you, I'm going to tell people that tomorrow night on TFR, since it's Wednesday and I got the TFR show, that the main topic will be March Madness. And we'll try to even get some additional information there. I'm still not done with all the decoding, but I did put out that document today with all of the teams' tournament records and each team's coach's tournament record. I still need to finish going through all that and plug in all the Gematria connections because a lot of teams will be able to pick up a win or loss all time that will correspond with the opponent. And where you can find those riddles, those will be really good ones. I've already identified a handful in there, but I know there's more. Some of them I caught off the top of my head, but a lot of them I need to go back and decode myself. So still a lot more work to do. But again, just having these conversations and thinking about what to look for, I have no doubt that 1989 is going to be a monstrous clue as well as the 1976 tournament. So again, I would encourage you with your own eyes to study the brackets from 1976. That's the 75-76 season. Again, that was the last year a team went 32-0. Gonzaga could do it this year. And again, it was Indiana. And this year the entire tournament is in Indiana, which isn't normally how it is. Normally it's spread out throughout the country, but because of the whole virus, they're trying to put it in one state. Supposedly that makes it more safe, but we see that this is a ritual. Gonzaga has a chance to go 32-0. Last team to do it, Indiana. This year, the entire tournament's in Indiana. And realize 1976 was 45 years before 2021. If Gonzaga does go 32-0, they will probably do it against Illinois because Illinois, if they were to win 5 games and make it to the championship and lose in the championship, they would be 45-32 all time in the tournament, Illinois. 45-32. The last time a team went 32-0 was 45 years ago, and that was Indiana, and the championships in Indianapolis, Indiana. So if it's going to be Gonzaga, I'm pretty sure that they are going to beat Illinois. I'm pretty sure that's the perfect ritual. And don't forget that the word ritual itself equals 45, right? 45. The logo in the Jesuits, IHS, has the gematria of 45. And around that logo, that sun, there's 32 sun rays. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, let me put it up here. Jesuit order, if you just search for that. This right here, this IHS. IHS is 45. And if you count the sun rays on here, there's 32. Talked about this a lot with the Dodgers winning their first World Series in 32 years. Major League, 45. So, the last time a team went 32-0, the 1976 March Madness. Realize that was the 75-76 season. Indianapolis equals 75. But that's why we got to study that bracket. And then Bob Knight was the coach of that team. Bobby Knight, the man known for his angry temper and throwing chairs. What's interesting about Bobby Knight, and this could be a connection between sports because the tournament will be beginning right as the baseball season's getting underway. From his birthday to the championship is 162 days later. In Major League Baseball is 162 at the alphabetic order. Baseball's 162 at the reverse alphabetic order. Recall last year they did a big perfect ritual tying together Don Shula of Miami. Did Don Shula die on April 5th? Hold on. Don Shula, date of death. Did he die April 5th or May 4th? I got to check this. Okay, he died May 4th. Okay, because the championship's on April 5th. Both those dates can be written 4-5-5-4. He died right after Super Bowl 54, which Miami hosted, who he coached to the perfect season, which ended in 73. And the word perfect is 73 as well as 37. If Mark Few, the Gonzaga coach, wins the championship, he will get his 37th win in the tournament. And again, perfect is 37 in the most pure cipher, and he'd go 32-0. And Mark Few is 32 in the most pure cipher. But anyway, the point I was making is Don Shula died last year. May 4th, 2020, after Super Bowl 54, hosted by Miami. He had the perfect season with Miami. Then when the Marlins went into the playoffs, one of their narratives was that they were perfect in the playoffs. They had never lost a playoff series, and then they won their first playoff series. And if I remember correctly, that was their 6th playoff series all time, and 6 is the first perfect number. And then they lost the next one, but it was kind of a perfect ritual. And so I'm just going, 162 days after Bobby Knight's birthday. That's a baseball number. It's going right as baseball season's beginning. Watch to see, if early in the baseball season, maybe there's a perfect game thrown or anything like that in the opening days, because that could be a real clue. That could even happen while the tournament's going on. Could even happen the day of the tournament. But again, just the web of sports and how they connect the rituals. So that's something to think about, just the way it lines up with Bobby Knight 162 days later. And as far as I know, Indiana does not have a Major League Baseball team. But they got a football team. They got, what's-his-face from Philadelphia. For the record, it's also his 163rd day of his age, which is the 38th prime. So that's something to think about. And then the other tournament to pay attention to is 1989, because that was 32 years ago, and it was in Seattle. And remember, Seattle in the most simple ciphers, 82, like how this year's the 82nd tournament. And you see how Seattle's 44? So is Michigan, and Michigan won it that year in Seattle, and they defeated Seton Hall, and Seton Hall's 47. And remember, Seattle's on the 47th parallel north. And the Space Needle that was the logo for the tournament that year had the rotating restaurant that did a full rotation every 47 minutes. Those are big numbers in Seattle, 47 and 44. And it's a reminder that where these championships are is often the numbers associated with those places are connected to the teams that end up in the big game. And for example, Lucas Oil Stadium, where the championship will be played, has the gematria of 100. And remember, the championship is on Mark Few's 100th day of his age, and I really wish they would have done the bracket differently, because Michigan Wolverines also has the 100, and we were thinking it was going to be Gonzaga versus Michigan. We now know that's impossible, but they can meet in the Final Four, and that'll be on Mark Few's 98th day of his age. So I fully expect Michigan and Gonzaga, both as 1 seeds, to make it to the Final Four and face each other. Like I said yesterday, I'm still thinking Gonzaga has the better narrative, but I would hedge with Michigan because, again, Michigan sat on 13-1 for several weeks, 131, which is the big championship number, and the other number that goes with championships is 57. When you're out 57, it's 131 like championship, and again, the championship is 57 days after Juwan Howard's birthday, the coach of Michigan, and this year he celebrated his birthday the day that Brady won the Super Bowl, who also went to Michigan. So, and Juwan Howard's full name equals 82, like how this is the 82nd tournament. And just for the person who will only type in Juwan and Howard, let me help that person out right now. Juwan Antonio Howard, his full name, watch, 82 in the most pure cipher, also 98 like Michigan Wolverines. So, again, I really thought it was going to be these two teams in the championship, but I do see how if Gonzaga is still the team to be there, how it would make so much sense against Illinois. But again, this 1989, 32 years ago, Michigan and Illinois both made it to the Final Four. Seton Hall beat Illinois, and then Michigan beat Seton Hall. Seton Hall's a Catholic school. There's always this Catholic Jesuit theme. And don't forget that March Madness has the 71 and 46 in it. Catholic has the 71 and 46 in it. March Madness, 71-46. You see the 71-118. Gonzaga, they got the 71-118. Gonzaga Bulldogs also got the 71. You know what? Hey, hold on. I was skipping one, you guys. You see how Gonzaga Bulldogs is 163? Bobby Knight from his birthday, October 25th, to the championship. It is 162 days later, but like I was just saying, it is also his 163rd day of his age. And if the Gonzaga Bulldogs go perfect, they'll match Bobby Knight, who did it 45 years earlier. Ritual 45. So, again, I'm still, my top gun is still Gonzaga, But I still got to have a little bit of insurance money on Michigan. And if you guys want a third insurance pick for the championship, um, to me, the only other team just going through what I've seen so far could be Illinois. I suspect they probably are going to be there. Um, oh, that's not what I want to show you with Illinois. What I want to show you is the only reason I could possibly see Illinois doing it as a third team is if they did win the championship, they would get their 46th win all time in the tournament. And if Illinois were going to win the championship, I think they would probably play Michigan rather than Gonzaga because they'd get their 46th win in the tournament, and Michigan is also 46 in that most pure cipher. So between outside of those three, I don't think anybody else is winning it. I think it will be a 1 seed this year, and Gonzaga is my favorite. Yeah, Michigan and Illinois, I guess I'd have to think more. I might split my funds evenly for my insurance picks between Michigan and Illinois because if Michigan gets past Gonzaga, they're probably going to play Illinois, and then Illinois does have a riddle to win, getting that 46th. Okay, but I'm going to do a lot more studying on this 1989 and 1976 bracket because I bet you there's going to be major parallels. They love to pay tribute to history in sports, and sometimes it's a lot easier to see once it happens where you're like, wow, look at how they did that. Look at how they made that matchup happen again. Or, wow, the exact same score from all those years ago. So, 76, last 32-0. 89, the last time Michigan and Illinois were in the Final Four. And again, it being 32 years ago is like how Mark Few, who equals 32, can go 32-0 this year. And the other thing to keep in mind is that tournament was in Washington State, Seattle, Washington. Gonzaga is in Seattle, Washington. And you know what? While I'm at it, let me check what the Gematria of Spokane is, because that's where they play. Spokane. Gonzaga's in Spokane, Washington, which is on the east side of the state. Spokane, Washington, 76. 76? Like the last time a team went 32-0? Okay. Okay, so again, Illinois hasn't been here since 2013. They're playing Drexel first, and the Drexel thing is another clue to 32 because Drexel in the most pure cipher is 32, right? 32. Right now, Illinois is on 31 program losses. I don't think they're going to get their 32nd against Illinois. I think it's just about the symbolism of how we could have a repeat of something very similar from 32 years ago where the tournament ended in Washington State. And we're still waiting to see if any of these teams get flexed out. If they do, a lot of reason to believe that the Louisville Cardinals will be there. Again, this is the 82nd tournament. Louisville Cardinals is 82 in the most pure cipher. COVID's 82. Remember, it first landed in Seattle. Speaking of how all this comes together, it's the COVID tournament. Seattle, where the first case was outside of mainland China, which locked down, last year they canceled the tournament over all this. So there's those thoughts. And I wanted to make this point about Myers-Leonard as well. Well, here, let me make a couple points about stories you guys asked me about yesterday. So Myers-Leonard, who played at Illinois, got fined $50,000 for an anti-Semitic slur, and notice anti-Semitic's 50, and he got fined $50,000, and that happened on 1/13. That's the day last year that NBA was suspended, and pretty much March Madness was canceled. But I noticed his name has the 197 in it, which is the 45th prime. Illinois 45. The championship's on 4/5. That's why the date is perfect for Illinois to be there. And you know what? The date can also be written 5-4. Illinois got it covered both ways, 4-5 or 5-4. And remember, the championship is on Mark Few's 100th day of his age, but it's also 99 days after his birthday, which also connects to Illinois. And then Illinois' star player, who just did the pose like Kobe, his birthday is January 17th. So Illinois got numbers. And You know what else I thought about of? Just how big that 56 number is everywhere, and we know it's a Jesuit number, like Gonzaga's a Jesuit school. Perfect season's 56, right? And well, perfect season's 56 and 70, just like coronavirus. But with regards to the Seattle thing, Seattle has their 56th mayor right now. Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, she's the 56th mayor. So there could be something deeper going on there. Bill Gates out of Seattle is building Jesuit high schools in Chicago right now. And just that whole Washington State, Illinois connection. Should that be the championship, Gonzaga and Illinois. And Myers Leonard, the championship is 37 days after his birthday or his 38th day of his age. Remember, perfect is 37, and Mark Few could get his 37th tournament win. The Gonzaga coach versus Illinois, which is Myers Leonard's old school. With regards to it being his 38th day of his age, Gonzaga Bulldogs is 163, the 38th prime. And then with regards to Rick Pitino's son getting canned yesterday by Minnesota at age 38, I happened to notice his dad is coaching the Iona Gales Catholic school. That's their nickname, 38-52, just like Minnesota. So is this a ritual for the father to get a big upset as a 15 seed over number 2 Alabama? We talked about that yesterday. Again, that is the type of bet where you don't have to bet very much at all to potentially get a big payout. Iona's a major underdog against Alabama, and if they do win, they will get that 13th win of the season against Alabama, a team that loves its 13 rituals. So, let me see here. Okay, so this is what was posted today. I went through and just in order, the way you look at the bracket, just going down west, east, south, midwest, just all these games in order. And what I did was I plugged in every single school. So I said, the first record is the school record. The second record, which I put in parentheses, is the coach. Gonzaga. My biggest concern about Gonzaga, what did I just do? My biggest concern about Gonzaga's record is that if they only won 5 games, they'd have 39 wins, and Indianapolis is on the 39th parallel. But then again, he stays on 22 losses. That's a big basketball number. But what I really like about Mark Few is, again, if he wins all 6, he gets his 37th win in the tournament, and perfect is 37. And again, it would be a perfect season. So perfect is also 73, the 21st prime, so a good year to get a perfect season in. We've seen all the 73-21 rituals. Oh, and by the way, going 6-0 in Indianapolis, I mean, that has some serious rhyme and reason to it, too. Obviously, one team has to do it, right? But the one that makes this the biggest riddle that makes the most sense with a perfect season is Mark Few, because he's got the name for it, and he'd be 32-0 this year. Okay, and speaking of which, Bob Knight, I remember everyone calling him Bobby Knight, but Bobby Knight has the 56 like perfect season. Don't you guys remember him being called Bobby Knight? I don't remember many people calling him Bob Knight. I always remember it Bobby Knight, but Bobby Knight's 52 like Indiana, 56 like perfect season. So 52, 56. All right. Norfolk State and Appalachian State don't have a lot of history. Norfolk State's one of the historically black colleges, which got a lot of recognition at the NBA All-Star Game. I noticed for Oklahoma, their first game will be their 75th tournament game all time. Indianapolis is 75, so that stood out. And yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go through here with a lot, with my Gematria lens, which I have not done yet because it just took enough time to put in all the data and decode the other stories you guys asked me to look at yesterday. But I'm going to be going over this with the Gematria lens and see who can pick up a win or loss that corresponds with the coach's record or the team's all-time tournament record. And the one other thing you want to do is, remember, use this website, College Basketball Reference. Let me pull this up. College Basketball Reference. This is the site you want to use. And, easy way to use it is, type in the school name. Yeah, like if you don't know who the coach is for the school, just go to the school. and then go to Illinois school history. That's the tab you want. The school history, it'll be the same for each one. Just on the far left side, you'll click school history. That's where you can see the tournament record all time. So notice, if Illinois wins 5 and loses in the tournament or in the championship, they'd be 45-32, right? And then Gonzaga, if they played them, would go 32-0 and be the first team in 45 years to win, to be perfect, right? That would be a ritual. Illinois 45, ritual 45 in Gematria. And this should be their 32nd tournament when this updates, because if they have 31 losses, that means they've been in 31 tournaments. It's also their 32nd tournament. But to find the coach, you just click on the Coaches tab, and then to figure out who the most recent coach is, just say, where it says 2, just look for the 2021. So here he is, Brad Underwood. And remember, what's interesting about him is if he went 5-1 in the tournament, he'd be 7-5 all time, right? Indianapolis is 75. He'd be 7-5 all time in the tournament. And then if you look down here, if he won only 5 games, he'd have 75 wins all time with Illinois, right? For another 75 tribute. And if he lost one more, he'd have 56 losses. And if it was to Gonzaga, perfect season 56, right? And again, it's in Indiana where Bobby Knight was the last coach to do it, who's also 56. So if I were only allowed to make one bet for one matchup, I'd have to go with that right now. I'd have to go with Gonzaga versus Illinois and Gonzaga beating Illinois. But, I mean, that's not the way you have to bet. You can, instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, you can say, okay, like I just said, to me, from what I've looked at right now, I still like Gonzaga to win the most. I like them to play Illinois. I don't really see any other team on the other side from what I've looked at that makes half as much sense as Illinois for them to face. And even if Gonzaga didn't make it, then I think it would probably be Michigan versus Illinois. So, but if it was Michigan versus Illinois, I'd be more worried about Illinois winning in that case. I'd be more worried about that game. So, of course, you could make an argument for Illinois to pick up that 46th win if they face Gonzaga, but again, it would make a lot more sense against Michigan because Michigan's 46 in the most pure cipher, and it looks like they've set up the perfect ritual for the perfect season if Gonzaga defeats Illinois. But yeah, what I'm going to be doing is going back, and I'm going to go over every single game, and I'm going to run the Gematria and look more carefully at the coaches. And just, I'll add notes. Like if you go through some of these, like for example, USC, if you missed my video on the death of, or I think we talked about it in yesterday's live stream, Keyshawn Johnson's daughter died on his 237th day of his age, 237. And if UFC wins their first game, they'll be 23-7 for the season. And I noticed in the tournament, they're 14-20 all time right now. That means if they win, they'd get their 15th win, and his daughter's name, Maya, is 15 in the most pure cipher too. And you know what else I should note right here? Los Angeles is 53 because the coach would be 5-3, and of course USC's in Los Angeles. So there's that. And yeah, I need to go through and do those kind of notes for a lot of these teams. Because I'm sure there's a whole lot more to that here. Indianapolis, something to think about with Indianapolis is because it has an N in it, or did I just say an N? That's not what I meant to say. Because it has an S in it, because Indianapolis has an S. Remember, S has that special rule. It can be 1 or 10. So Indianapolis does have a connection to 69, which is something to think about. I just see like this Iowa coach with a win would be 6-9. Be 6-9. And if the tournament is all about 32, you guys, and that's what we can pay attention early on. If you're the kind of guy that likes to play it cautious and just go round by round, watch to see things like Iowa. Maybe Iowa wins 2 games and then they get eliminated in that third game. They finish the year with 32 wins, this type of thing. Just watch for 32s. Pay attention to how many teams at halftime have 32 points. Is that a recurring number? If you see that in the opening days, just 32, 32, 32, they're bombarding you with 32 stats. You're listening to the announcers. They're bringing up a 32 this, a 32 that. They're probably telling you, Gonzaga's on their way to 32-0. So Michigan, if they make it to the Final Four, they would have they'd be 65-28 in tournaments. And yeah, I gotta think about that one more. Texas Southern's one of the other historically black colleges trying to sneak into the tournament in the first four, playing a Catholic school. And like this Georgetown game right here, they can get their 48th win. Buffaloes is 48. They're playing the Colorado Buffaloes. So, again, I just knew that off the top of my head. I just know Buffaloes is 48. It's one of the numbers that was just stuck in there as I was going through. I said, oh, there's one right there. It looks pretty easy. And this one's a little bit tricky. UConn versus Maryland. If UConn did win, they'd get their 60th win. Indianapolis is 60, and so is Terrapins. They're playing the Maryland Terrapins. But the one concern here is Maryland can get their 43rd win, and Huskies is 43. But, yeah, I'm going to do more decoding on this. But, yeah, that Indianapolis and Terrapins connection is there. If the coach of Maryland lost, he'd stay on 29 wins in the tournament. And Huskies is 29 in the most Pierce cipher. So there's that. Again, Iona could get that 13th win of the season. Alabama's 13. So you got to look at the season record as well. But this is just so you have everything here before the tournament began, what each coach's record was. So remember, I'm not going to update this, but it'll be easy math to do. I mean, if Baylor wins their first 3 games, you'll know that there's the team is 17-14 in the tournament, and the coach is now 14-8. So just remember, this form I'm not going to adjust. I'm just going to keep it this way so that you remember what each team's record was before the tournament began. And the Wisconsin coach, he's 4-3 in the tournament. If they did lose, he would be 4-4. That's a big recurring number with Wisconsin. So, but I'm going to go through and do this for all of them. Ohio State coach with a win 7-5. Indianapolis 75. Again, looking for those Indianapolis connections. Venues are important. And Loyola Chicago with a win would be 14-5, like Catholics 145. Again, Jesuit Catholic school. San Diego State, Syracuse. I just noticed Boeheim, the coach of Syracuse, with a loss. He'd get his 34th loss. Aztecs is 34. And San Diego State's 139, the 34th prime. So that jumps out, but there's still more homework to do on all these. Clemson coach, if he lost, he'd be 3-6 in the tournament. Clemson and Rutgers is 36. Cleveland State, I'm pretty sure they're going to fall to 3-3. Cleveland likes 33 too much. So, and if Houston wins a couple games, well, you could make an argument for Houston to win 3. If Houston wins 2, they hit 31, right? We know how much Houston loves 31. Houston equals 31 in the most Pierce cipher. Springer, Harden, and J.J. Watt all just left at age 31, and Watt did it on March 1st, 3-1 with a $31 million deal. But when you run it in reverse, Houston's also 32. So Houston's one of those teams to keep an eye on. Do they hit that 32 tribute? They just had the big, winter storm. But yeah, I got to go through here with the greater Gematria lens and see if we can pick out some more gems. But even some of them there, look like some pretty decent riddles. So that's what I mean. If you can just pick out some decent games well, you can just win off those, but then if you just do like a small bet with like an Iona upset with those other games, if those other 4 or 5 games are right and you have an Iona upsetting, I mean, a $10 bet on an Iona upset with a few 4 other games parlayed in, that could go a long ways, Well, you could take like the certain ones that don't add much to your parlay, but they'll add a little bit, and then if you get those other games right, I mean, you could take your $10 bill very far with an Iona upset and the right other games on that ticket. So, and realize, I mean, that's the way a lot of people do it in this community too. They don't have a lot of money to gamble, but they start with a real modest bet, and then if they hit on that modest bet, that nice parlay in the opening round, now it gives them a chunk of change to do some damage with for the rest of the tournament. So, again, Gematria, you don't have to bet the house to make good money. Again, there's a lot of people in this community who've built a small fortune, just making modest bets and being consistent with the knowledge. And that's really the way I encourage people to play. Don't go out and lose your house, but just keep using the knowledge and just keep building. And turn a $10 bill into a couple $100. So it's a lot of people do around here. Okay. With that said, I'm going to take calls the rest of the show. And again, because I got to do a lot more decoding to do, but I just wanted to throw out all those thoughts and ideas. I know a little bit was from yesterday, but just want to make sure things are clear. And let me open up the phone line here. Again, it is that number on the screen, 509-560-4982. And with that said, the line is now open. So we're going to take calls the rest of the way. Your thoughts, ideas. Again, try to keep your call to 5 minutes or less. And first one up is California. Fowler, what's up? I do see that. Okay, it came back now. It just came back. That is wild. All right, I'm gonna try something else out. Testing, testing. Okay, I've redone the audio settings, so I hope we're coming through. And do you have anything else, friend?
No, that's it. So just give me a heads up.
Okay. All right. Thanks, man.
Okay, cheers.
See you. Hey, what's up?
Hey, did you get sound back on? You don't have sound on the screen. Or on the
stream. The last caller just let me know the sound just dropped out all of a sudden, so I just changed the settings. So I'm coming to the chat right now.
Okay, people are saying it's back. I just want to make sure.
Okay. All right,
brother,
appreciate it, man.
Listening.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Yeah, that's wild, man. The sound. So what I learned recently is that OBS is the thing that I use to connect to stream. And recently, OBS even announced that they're going to be censoring people for putting out medical misinformation like Google and YouTube. But just the point is that now even OBS, I guess, is paying attention and doing some censorship. And I think that might be in why some of my videos, the sound cut out in recent weeks. I know those of you guys who follow my videos saw that there's been some mute videos that got uploaded. But yeah, that's bizarre that the sound would just cut out all of a sudden. So okay, the last caller. Okay, so hey, 774, sit tight real quick. When the sound cut out, you guys, what the caller was saying was that on President's Day, Illinois, the Bulls, played Indiana, the Pacers, and Abraham Lincoln is from Indiana originally, and of course he has the major connection with Illinois as well. So he thought maybe there's something to that since in the NBA those teams met. And I was saying that from this game, February 15th, to the championship on April 5th, here, let me just make sure my math's right, but I was saying it's 39 days later, and Indianapolis is on the 39th parallel, and I've seen some 39 rituals in that town before, so let's see, 2021 to April 5th, 2021. Oh no, my math was off. My bad. Good thing I put it in there. It's 49 days later. Chicago Bulls is 49 in the most pure cipher. I know that. Huh. But yeah, if anybody wants to think about that some more, but that could be a sign. So, what's up, 774?
Hi, how you doing? I just joined your thing. I love it. I just gotta say, Gonzaga's a low favorite for the whole thing, and I don't know if you heard about it. I wanted to know if you're gonna decode. LeBron James bought the Red Sox.
LeBron James bought the Red Sox?
Yeah, he's a part owner.
When did that happen?
Today. I am a lifelong fan, and I'm done. I just want to know if you could decode that, and that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, yeah, here, stay on the line since you brought it up. Okay, so let's think about this.
Yeah.
Today's March 16th, so today is the 75th day of the year. Off the top, that's definitely not a Boston number, 75, but okay. Oh, you know what it is? Today is LeBron's 77th day of his age. That's what it is, because Boston is 77 and Red Sox is 77. So LeBron's bought the team on his 77th day of his age, and both of those numbers connect. Boston 77, Red Sox 77, both when you run the alphabetic order in reverse. But yeah, today would be LeBron's 77th day of his age, so that's got to be the riddle.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, what's that mean for the Red Sox?
That means less fans.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Well, I appreciate the heads up on that. I'm going to do some more research on that. So, yeah, good one.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah, but LeBron's birthday is December 30th, so today's definitely his 77th day of his age. Right here. Oh, I got the. I was like, what? I got the wrong date in there. 77th day of his age. There it is, right there, you guys. Boston 77, Red Sox 77. You know, World Series. We normally talk about World Series in 57. When you use the rules with S, World Series is 75 as well, but it's normally the 57 rule. I definitely don't think Boston's going to the World Series this year, but we know this riddle's going somewhere, so we're going to follow that one. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, you were talking about 83 and 38 the other day.
Right.
Well, I just saw a story about Terry Bradshaw was in the hospital. Did you see that?
Terry Bradshaw was?
Well, it said 38 years ago in 1983.
Oh, yeah, he used the name Thomas Brady. I saw that, right.
Yeah, I didn't know if you saw that.
I did. And another good thing that was pointed out about Terry Bradshaw was when he was doing the pregame, I think the week of the conference championships, before the Tampa Bay Green Bay game, he said to the broadcast, he said, I forget exactly how he worded it, but he said something about it being 62 degrees, and 62 is that big Buccaneers number. But yeah, I think Terry Bradshaw is somebody who knows more than most people. So
I agree. Another thing I wanted to ask you: did you happen to see that story Golf Magic did about you?
No, what? Who?
Golf Magic. It's some golf thing. They were talking about. It says wacky, crazy conspiracy YouTuber.
That's how they always write about me.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to see if you.
It's called Golf Magic?
Yeah.
I gotta look it up. Did they use my name?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I gotta find it. I don't see it right now. I've never heard of Golf Magic. That's the website?
Yeah, well, it's some kind of like golf news thing.
Okay. I will search for it. I'll find it later. I appreciate the heads up, so.
All right, man.
Oh, here it is. I see. YouTuber makes video suggesting Tiger Woods car crash is fake. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
all right.
No problem.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right.
Golf Magic, huh? I wonder who's behind this website. They always use this is how they always refer to me as like wacky or some goofy term like that. Okay, whatever Golf Magic is. I think you got to be pretty goofy to believe in the mainstream media. So yeah, hey, here's another thing you guys can start thinking on. I'm sure this will be quite the riddle as time goes on with LeBron and the Red Sox. What's up, caller?
Oh, hey, what's up? So I was watching earlier, and you had done the decode for Wolverines 100.
Right.
And I would just like to point out the Final Four is still in the same stadium, so they're still going to play in the stadium.
Oh, right. Yeah. So yeah, them being in the final four and possibly ending there could make sense. As you're saying. By the way, you bringing that up just made me think of something. Because the championship is on Mark Few's 100th day of his age. Think about what 100% means. It means perfect, right? So
yeah.
that could also be part
crazy.
of it.
It's a completion ritual. It's nuts, and that ties into the Brady 73, which there's like a lot of symbolism of completion, 7 and 3, 10.
Oh sure. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But it's pretty cool. I'm on the screen with it.
Yeah.
So shout out you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to point out in terms of the 100, and then that you point that out, the 100 completion. I feel like that's pretty strong.
Indeed. Yeah, good thoughts, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for supporting.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah.
You take care.
Thank you.
What's up, Charlotte?
What's up, Zach? I talked to you last night. Excuse me. I talked to you last night about Minnesota Fire in the Sun.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I heard you guys just talking about LeBron and playing the Red Sox 77-77.
I should also mention, if you run it forwards, Boston and Red Sox are both 85, just like basketball. So a basketball star buys the Red Sox. And think about it. They just tied Boston with 17 championships, so that's got to be part of it, too.
Wow. And guess who LeBron plays tonight?
Is it Boston?
No, Minnesota.
Oh, okay, I see.
The night before the tournament, I know you were telling me last night, George Floyd, Minnesota, all the 38s, and I was just
right.
That has something to do with it. The day before the tournament, he plays Minnesota.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, pay attention to that game tonight.
Okay. I'm just, hey man, my name is Blake, man. I'm in Charlotte. I'll just call you a random fact every now and then, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Those are good thoughts. So.
Yep. And then also, I was seeing for the NBA slate today, the Pacers don't play, but Boston does play a major game versus New York tonight. I don't know if there's any connection there as well, but I'm just running my thoughts.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to follow that and see what happens there. But yeah, those are some good observations. Thank you.
All right, bro.
All right, man. You have a good one. Yeah, because the more I think about this, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's right. They just tied them with 17 championships. Here, let's just see. Let's see how many days it was from the championship. It was October 11th, 2020, Father-Daughter Day. 156 days. It would also be a span of 157. Remember Kobe Bryant's 157? That's the 37th prime, like Los Angeles is 37. And remember, right after Kobe died, that article came out about how he got the honorary degree from Boston University. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
How you doing, man?
All right. I was the guy that called yesterday about the for the tournament in Louisville.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I was just listening to you, and the previous caller just talked about Minnesota and George Floyd.
Right.
The Lakers playing it. I think that might be an upset tonight. I was looking at Minnesota's record, and in the last 10 games, they're 2-8, and then if they win, they could be 3-8.
Oh, in the last 10, so they could hit that Minnesota 38 number. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking at the overall record to see if anything makes sense beyond just that. The last 10 can be tricky, man, but I do see what you're saying. That'd be a nice payout if the Timberwolves upset. Did you look at the all-time head-to-head for the two teams?
No, I didn't get a chance to do that. I know the 15 plays. I know Minnesota 15.
The Lakers right now are 81-36 against the Timberwolves in the regular season. It's going to be the 118th meeting. It's a big Los Angeles number. I was hoping I'd see it's one off. I was hoping I'd see like a 38 that could be picked up in the head-to-head to go with it. But yeah, I'd have to do some more research on it, the coaches, and turn over a few more stones. But maybe a small bet if there's some other games you like, just on the chance that it is that 3-8 in the last. I guess technically that'd be the last 11 games if they went 3-8 in their last 11. So.
Yeah. I mean, 16. I figure they could stay on 16 road losses.
And another thing you can do is like look a few games ahead, because sometimes you're like, oh, look, if the Lakers lost this one, then it would line up for their 20. Like maybe the next opponent has a pretty perfect 27 thing, but yeah, it's tough to go against the Lakers though, man. I mean, but yeah.
You're right. But the real reason why I called in, that South region in college basketball with Baylor. There's nobody that's real clear cut to take that. I was going to kind of stay away from it, and I wanted your thoughts about it.
Yeah, I have to do. I agree. That South. I want to see when the last time a 1 seed made it from all four. Because that's very rare. But I'm pretty sure Gonzaga, Michigan, and Illinois will all make it. So if there's one where the 1 seed won't make it, because it's not very often that all 4 1 seeds make it. I'm thinking Baylor's the least likely 1 seed to make it to the Final Four. But yeah, I got to explore that bracket more and see who else is good there. Ohio State, you might want to look at Ohio State since they came up short in the college championship in football. There might be an alignment with the football game and the Final Four. There could be a ritual going on between that, because they'll do that too with these college sports. So I'm going to do all that stuff myself. By tomorrow's broadcast, I'll have a Final Four pick for everybody. But yeah, I got to do some more homework on the South myself.
Okay. This is the last thing, and I'll get off. I'm not sure. Is Disaster 82 in one of the ciphers?
Is what 82?
Disaster.
I don't know. I have to look. I have to look.
Because I was going over some stuff yesterday, and I didn't write it down, and I'm mad at myself. And I came across one of the numbers, and I know Disaster. And the only reason why I'm asking is because one of your callers yesterday said a possible upset with Cleveland State and Houston.
Yeah, I have a feeling Houston's going to pick up a couple wins. Something you can always do, I don't see that Disaster equals 82, but something you can do on the Gematriator is if you just type in the number you want to look up and click match, and then when you scroll down the page, it'll give you everything that's in the database that equals 82. Okay. And you can just scroll through, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do
Yeah.
Because I was listening to that guy yesterday. He said he had Cleveland.
To me, they can fall to 3-3 in the tournament all time, and Cleveland loves 33. So I have a feeling that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, that might have been the connection. I thought maybe it lined up with disasters and Houston got hit with a disaster.
Yeah, I hear you, but yeah, I'd be surprised if they won. I think they're probably going to fall to 3-3. So.
I don't. Yeah, Cleveland State, because that's a huge upset and the payout is Cleveland State wins.
You can always do a small bet on those ones with teams that are strong and multiply your money with a parlay, but yeah, I have a feeling they're going to fall to 3-3 there, Cleveland and Houston. I think Houston's going to win at least 2, very possibly 3 games. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's what I kind of figured. When that guy said that yesterday when he called in, when he was giving all the picks he had for the first round, I could not find anything that showed me that Cleveland State even had a chance.
Yeah, because I see that Houston's 2 wins away from hitting 31, their magic number, and with all the 31 stuff going on with Houston right now, I'm thinking they get to at least 31 wins in the tournament, so that's 2 wins. If they win 3, then they have 32 all time. Houston's 32 when you run it in verse, and that could be the biggest number in this tournament by the end of it, 32. So.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. All right, Zach. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, man. All right, take care. Yeah, if I'm taking my chance on a big upset, I'm messing with that Iona game. I like Alabama in 13. I mean, Alabama in 13 is just one of those riddles that just keeps on giving. By the way, this is LeBron's 18th season in baseball. It's his 18th season in the NBA, and baseball's 18. He's buying a baseball team. What's up, caller?
Oh, hey, Zach, it's John.
Hey, what's up? Hey, it's good to hear you, John, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I haven't heard from you for a while. I was trying to get into the Super Bowl, but they had probably like thousands of people trying to call in. I couldn't get through, but that was a good live stream you had yesterday. You had some great callers. There's a caller that mentioned about Georgetown and how John Thompson, that win over Creighton was all about, the 49-year anniversary when he was hired at Georgetown.
Right.
Interesting. I think Georgetown might be a team to look at that they might, make a little noise because, they got them looking real strong and just the way they dominated them. I just have me wondering if they're going to pick up a couple more games. In that game, it was, when I went back and looked before I took the points with Georgetown because it seemed like the numbers seemed like the game was all about Thompson, but I didn't even know about the 49 thing. But Creighton fell to 20-8, and it was a span of 28 weeks. That very day, 3/13, was a span of 28 weeks after John Thompson's death. And they fell to 16-7 in the conference, and John Thompson equals 167.
Huh.
And then the very next day, I think how they like to cross-sync, rigging sports up with pros in college and across different sports. So
right.
I went and looked up Boston because I knew that John Thompson played for Boston. And what was it? Oh yeah, Boston beat them the next night. They beat Houston 134-107. And of course, 107 to 28 prime. And then it's a total of 241 points, and John Thompson equals 241. So I was like, my goodness. I think they may be doing something with John Thompson in Georgetown. I haven't seen anything really with Ewing.
Well, look at this. So, you remember John Thompson died in a big Jesuit ritual on a Sunday, and we called it Super 78 Sunday. We were doing decoding baseball that day, and then at the end later in the day, John Thompson died at 78, and we're like, man, we said this was Super 78 Sunday. Then he dies on it. Well, I noticed that. So from the day that he died to Georgetown's first game is 202 days, but from the day that he died to the day that the tournament begins is 201 days later. And again, it's in Indianapolis, which is 201, and the Jesuit order's 201. And in light of Georgetown being the nation's first Jesuit university, I suspect they're going to do better than expected too as a 12 seed. So, yeah, I wouldn't
think about Colorado.
Go ahead.
That caller brought up a point where he said the 49-year anniversary and just the way they dominated Creighton. And then you look at Colorado, they could fall to 22-9, the 49th prime, 229.
229 is the 50th prime.
That's the 50th?
Yeah, 229 is the 50th prime number.
22?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, that's a huge one, 229, the 50th prime. There's a lot of riddles with that. But
yeah, I got that written down wrong.
But that's okay because Jesuits, the plural is 50. Washington is 50, like how Georgetown's in Washington, D.C. So
Let me get my notes up real quick.
I think Georgetown probably will upset them. Colorado's also 43, the 14th prime, and Georgetown can get their 14th win over them.
Yeah, I seen that, yeah. I'm looking here. The thing that scared me about that was Colorado could pick up that 23rd win, and Hoyles equals 23 in the most pure. And it's a 23-date numerology, but that's not really a strong date numerology.
Georgetown can get their 48th win. Georgetown can get their 48th win in the tournament, and Buffalo's is 48.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think about the possibility of Georgetown maybe playing Michigan? Because what's his name?
Jawan Howard versus Ewing?
Patrick Ewing.
Ewing versus Jawan Howard, yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah.
You think that's possible?
Hold on, let's see what would have to happen. Let's look at that. Let's look at this possibility here.
Well, I was looking at Ewing's record. He's sitting on 62 wins, so if he wins 2 more games, he'd get to 64. And then Patrick Ewing equals 64 in the most pure.
March Madness is also 64. Michigan's also 64. Michigan's 64.
Georgetown Boys is 64 too.
Yeah, so I think that's very possible. That'd be very symbolic.
I'm thinking about that.
So hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Patrick Ewing, yep, 62 wins. He wins 2 more. He's on 64. Yeah, absolutely. And then his next loss is 59.
And then his full name, and then Patrick Ewing equals 64.
Yeah, so okay, so let's say they beat Colorado. So then they'd be playing winner of Florida State, UNC, Greensboro. And
I wonder if they're gonna pull some funny business in that game, but I was thinking Florida State might win that one.
If they beat UNC, or if UNC Greensboro upset them, it'd make it all the easier for Georgetown to win 2 games in a row. So
yeah, I mean, you never know how they're going to do it. But the thing I've seen is that Florida State equals 58 with a single reduction, and Ewing sitting on 58 losses.
Yeah, I gotta decode a lot more tonight and tomorrow before our final live stream. But I am thinking Georgetown's gonna upset Colorado. I like the Jesuit schools to do well in the opening round.
Mm-hmm. And then one quick thing before I get off, since I had seen that they had, the next day after Creighton got dominated by Georgetown, I seen that how all the numbers were synced up with John Thompson with Boston beating Houston the very next day. Tonight, Boston plays Utah, and Boston's at home. And I was thinking that maybe Boston could win tonight because I seen it was the 102nd series game. And then his full name is John Robert Thompson Jr. is 102 in the most pure. And then Boston could pick up the 59th win, and then John Thompson is 59 in the most pure.
That's possible. Yeah, I didn't spend time decoding the NBA today, so go with your guns on that one because I'd have to do my homework.
And when was the last time 3 1-seeds made it to the Final Four? Because I was like, I don't know what the probabilities are. So I really don't follow college basketball from year to year. This is like my first year really doing it, getting into it.
I'd have to go back and check that too. I know it's really rare for all 4 1-seeds to make it. It hasn't happened many times. That's what I meant to bring up earlier. 1989, which was 32 years ago, all 4 11 seeds advanced in the first round. That's one of the special notes of that tournament.
Wow.
All 4 11 seeds won in 1989. So I'd watch for the 11 seeds are always really interesting every year, the master number. But in 89, all 4 won.
That's 32 years ago.
Right, and that tournament was played in Washington State, the championship, just like how Gonzaga's from Washington State, and they have a chance to go 32-0 and be the first team to do it since Indiana, where the championship is this year.
All right, man. Keep up the great work, man. You got some great live stream. I'll just get on, listen, and keep learning.
All right, man. Appreciate it, John. Keep up the good work.
Talk to you later.
All right, see you.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, LeBron also becomes part of this Boston Red Sox ownership in his 18th season. Baseball's 18. Again, Lakers just tied Celtics, 77th day of his age. Boston and Red Sox, 77. Flip it around. Boston Red Sox basketball, all 85. 157th day of his age. Or no, 157 days from the Lakers winning the championship. So, and remember, Mookie Betts just went from Boston to LA. That's why we liked the Dodgers last year. He came over in the Jackie ritual. What's up, caller?
Hey, what's up, Zach? It's Marco, man.
Hey, what's up, Marco?
Ain't too much, bro. How's everything? Just wanted to, I don't have too much for you. Just wanted to drop, you're talking about a lot about Bobby Knight. One of his nicknames is the General. Did you notice that?
Well, I didn't think about that, but I'm just seeing what you probably see there, the General. I see some numbers. Did you have a thought with that?
Yeah. The General equals 95 and 49.
Right.
Tribute equals 95 and 49.
Oh, okay. I see.
Tribute also equals 32.
Yeah.
And Robert Montgomery Knight, his full name, equals 302.
Oh, like 32. Yeah.
Perfect playoff. That's without an S equals 73. Coach Tribute equals 73. What else did I have there? I thought it was interesting that around the same time, I'm just throwing this out there. This doesn't really necessarily mean anything, but I found it interesting that his name is Bobby Knight, and around the same time, people were wearing British Knights. You remember those?
Oh, sure. What happened to that shoe brand?
You got me, brother. They just disappeared, man. I don't know what.
Now, am I mistaken? Oh, no, maybe they were Reeboks. I remember when Shaq came out with those pump-up shoes. I was like, were those British Knights? But no, I think those were Reeboks.
Yeah, those are Reeboks. Yeah, the pumps were definitely Reeboks. But yeah, British Knights equals 74. Just thought that was interesting. British Knights came out in 1983, and they also got MC Hammer to be the guy behind British Knights. That was in 1990. I knew we were more talking about 89, but I just thought that was interesting. That was around the same time.
Yeah.
But I guess the last thing that I just wanted to leave with you is to give a heads up about today, that it is 3:16, so we should be looking at the verse John 3:16. And if you read out John 3:16 equals 71. Just thought that was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Great observations, Marco. I appreciate it.
You got it, brother. I won't hold you, man. Great live stream.
All right. Thanks, Marco. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, man. You too. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, you guys, the last 16 verse 1 will be Gonzaga versus the team they play, and that will be the 144th game all time, a 16 verse 1. And remember that's a big number there with the Jesuit order too. So I see that kind of as a tribute. That will be the fourth 16 verse 1. 3 games will go before that, so that'll be the 144th all time. Last year, remember it was 2 years ago where University of Maryland, Baltimore County beat Virginia, the first 16 to ever beat a 1. That was the 136th meeting between a 16 and a 1. It was on March 16th, and 136 is the 16th triangular number. What's up, caller? Hello? 219?
Can you hear me? My bad.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm calling. I have maybe a good riddle with Doc Rivers today.
Okay.
And the New York Knicks.
Okay.
The Knicks, if they win, they become 21-20, which is 212, like New York area code.
Okay.
And the next opponent is Orlando Magic. They have the 212 reverse ordinal.
Okay.
Another thing is with Doc, his birthday is October 13th, and then with the Knicks win, they'll become 10-13. What else? Thibodeau could get win number 393, and that's the 74th prime. And then
Wait.
211 days.
Wait, 393 is the 74th prime?
Let me check.
No, that's because it's not prime.
It was his win.
I think it's 373. I think 373 is the.
You're right. My bad. Yep. 373. So you can pick up that number win, and then that's the 74th prime, which is the inverse is 47, and then the 47th prime is 211. So it's 211 days to Doc's birthday, and if you include the date, it's 212, which is like 21-2 and 2-2. So I feel like Knicks could maybe upset. I'm trying to think what else I had with this.
Still there?
Yeah, are you seeing anything? Or?
Well, I'm just listening to what you said. Like I said, I didn't spend any time decoding the NBA. I like to turn over all my stones before I make a call on the game. So I'm just letting you put it out there for other people listening.
All right, for sure. All right, yeah, that's all. Have a good one, man.
All right, yeah, take care. Yeah, when I decode a basketball game, I got to look at the records for both teams, the head-to-head, what's up with the coaches, make sure I think about everything. So I don't just want to just start throwing out stuff there, because if I don't do the homework, it often bites me in the butt. What's up, caller?
Hey, Zach. Hey, real quick point. The 1976 tournament.
Yeah.
1976 was also the year that the Buccaneers were founded.
Oh, wow.
Throw that out.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Just to let you know. That's all I have.
I appreciate that. That's a good observation, though, because, again, Juwan Howard, who's in this conversation, again, his birthday was the day the Bucs won the Super Bowl. He went to Michigan like Brady.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Brady
that.
went to Michigan.
Yep. Very good. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
See you. Okay. And again, if we don't have a lot of calls today, it's fine. We can wrap it up right here. I got to do a lot more work on this, and we are doing another stream tomorrow. And like I said, I'm also going to just tell people that the TFR, the main topic, is sports, March Madness. So, again, sometimes there's good listeners out there who aren't on our Patreon page that decode. They could call in and give us a gem we're not aware of. What's up, 347?
Hey, what's good, Zach?
Hey.
What's good, Zach?
Hey, man.
One more thing about the 76 I just thought about, since we're talking about all these 32, right?
Right.
It was only 32 teams. Wasn't it only 32 teams in the 76 tournament?
Here, let's go back and look it up. 1976 tournament wiki. I know, you're right, because they changed it to the 64 in 85. That was the year Villanova won it. Villanova over Georgetown. They made it 85.
George Thompson won it in 84.
And he did. That's exactly right.
So was it 32 teams in
Yep.
76?
It sure was. There were 32 games back then.
That's another 32.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly. I just had to bring up that point. Damn, 76, 32. I'm thinking about the Rays, the 32 Sun Rays on the thing. It's just these numbers is just.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I don't know what to think, Zach.
Well, we know how they do it, man.
But you know, when you do this, you always got to turn every stone. You can't get cocky with this because you got to turn every stone, but everything is pointing towards Gonzaga.
Michigan was the runner-up that year.
32.
That's why I can't believe they didn't line up Gonzaga and Michigan and make history repeat itself, because India.
You know why they didn't do that, Zach? Because it would have been too obvious. Because the last perfect team beat Michigan. That's why I say it might be 3 Big Ten teams in the Final Four.
Do you have an opinion on the? Do you have an opinion on the bracket, the South bracket, for who you think might make it to the Final Four right now out of that one? Or you think?
I think it's either gonna be Ohio State or Purdue, one of those Big Ten teams.
Okay.
Or Houston. And Houston in that bracket, or Houston. Houston is my third pick. I'll go Ohio State.
Houston's in the Illinois bracket.
Oh, they're in the Illinois bracket, so I'll go Ohio State, Purdue then.
Hey, does Purdue still have that shooter? He was lighting up the tournament 2 years ago. The dude for Purdue, he had like little dreads. Remember this guy? He was just shooting the lights out.
I think he was. I think he got drafted in the league by Boston.
Okay, he's not on that team anymore. I was about to say, if that dude's still on the team, I'm gonna take Purdue. That guy was just the ultimate shooter. So.
But couldn't you see 3 Big Ten teams in the tournament and Gonzaga take 2 of them down to win the championship for that 32? Because they would have put Michigan, and then for the championship game, it would have been too obvious.
I gotta think more about that. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. So.
Because we know it's Illinois, Michigan, and the South is the wild card one. So I will say Ohio State, Purdue.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more research on the Big Ten and tournament history because there's another riddle there. Well, we know it's out there. We just gotta find it. So.
But Zach, ain't it crazy? It was just only 32 teams in the 7-6 tournament.
Yeah, I'm really glad you thought of that because it changed to 64 and 85. That was the first year with 64 teams.
So. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to bring up
that. Here's another team to think about. Texas Tech, because they're the 6th seed. Just 21's the 6th triangular number with the Mahomes thing. So I'm gonna have to look more into that Texas Tech team. They're another team I could see sneaking in there.
Okay. And I can see Georgetown winning 2 games. They losing to Michigan. I can see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I own them winning 2 games and they lose it. So Patrick Ewing and Rick Pitino get their numbers.
Right. Yeah. 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 I think that's going to happen. The Georgetown, I think they are going to get 2 wins. So.
And I own them might get 2 too for Rick Pitino to get to the 56.
Wait, who else might get 2?
Ain't Rick Pitino 54 or something in the tournament, and he went 2 more wins, he get to 56, right?
Here, let me go back. I got him in here. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. If he did win 2, he would get to 56. Yeah. That's right. We talked about that last night. Yeah. Yeah. And he'd be 3-14 as a coach if he won 2, like how the bracket came out on 3-14 Pi Day. So, yeah, it's possible. All right, man. Appreciate that.
Okay, Zach.
All right, have a good one. What's up, Indianapolis?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, Zach. Hey, yesterday someone had called in about the 8th, on March 19th, and the prime.
Okay.
And the 8th prime on March 19th.
Right, 19, the 8th prime, right?
Yeah. I went back and looked. There's like 8 games on March 19th that either the team could either have the 8th loss or stay on the 8th loss.
Yeah, I'd really watch out for that pattern. That probably a lot of that will happen on the 19th. 19, the 8th prime, I could see a lot of those going on. So.
Yeah, and then also there are 4 games where the winner can get its 19th win. And in one of those games, the winner gets the 19th win. In the West Virginia, Morehead State, winner gets the 19th win, loser gets the 8th loss.
Okay, I see it. Morehead State, West Virginia. Yeah, Morehead State would pick up the 8th loss, right, on the 19th, yeah. And West Virginia 19th win.
19th win.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense too to become 19-9 to start the tournament because that's like 199, which is the 46th prime, and March Madness is 46 in the most pure cipher. So yeah, I mean that game's not going to be a great payout because it's a 3 versus 14. But yeah, that looks like one of those riddles where you can really count on that if you're mixing it in with a game like Iona and you're trying to get some nice solid picks to go with a potential long shot. So yeah.
Yeah. Now what about the Tennessee-Oregon State? What's curious about this game is that Tennessee would stay on 8 losses, and Oregon State would get its 8th loss.
I'm trying to locate
it's
that.
Double 8. It's the Midwest region.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, so Tennessee, I see that 19-8. And you know what? I was just looking. Oregon State was in this 1989 tournament too. What did they do? They lost in the opening round to Oregon State 32 years ago. They lost to Evansville. Aren't they in Illinois, Evansville?
No, Evansville would be Indiana.
Oh, Indiana. Okay, that's where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Oregon State did lose 32 years ago in the opening round. And Oregon State just barely snuck in the tournament. So could be part of the tribute. But yeah, you're right. They got that riddle. They look like one of the teams destined for a L. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I saw curious too in the North Carolina-Wisconsin game because everybody's talking about North Carolina-Wisconsin. North Carolina gets its 19th win.
I think North Carolina's going to win because if the Wisconsin coach loses, he's 4-4, and Wisconsin loves 44. He'll be 4-4 in the tournament. The Wisconsin coach with a loss.
Yeah. Yeah, and Purdue gets its 19th win too, by the way, against North Texas.
Yeah.
I know it's not as much, but
yeah, those are all great observations, though. So that'd be a nice little card right there. Yep.
Oh, and the other one I saw on a potential upset would be in the South region, which we've been talking about tonight. Utah State versus Texas Tech. Utah State would stay on 8 losses that day.
Okay. Yeah, that's possible. They'd also get their 21st win over the 6th seed, 21 the 6th triangular number. Again, in 1989, all 11 seeds advanced. That'd be something if they did that again this year. So, okay, that would be Utah State's an 11 seed that could get the riddle. So I see what you're saying there. Let's see all these 11 seeds real quick. Syracuse. I thought Syracuse has a or no. Boeheim had a good riddle to lose actually, so maybe that's not going to happen. Michigan, it'll be either Michigan State or UCLA versus Texas over there. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, in 1989, all 11 seeds advanced in the opening round. So, okay. But yeah, I like all your observations. I think they're all good ones. So, good work.
All right, cool, man.
All right.
That's what I got.
Yeah, good work, man.
Hope it helps.
Yeah, indeed. Take care. So again, he's just using his number relationships right there, you guys. He's just keeping it surface level. And again, you don't have to play every single game. I know that's the game at work is to fill out every team in the bracket. I mean, nobody's ever done it before. And even here in the Gematria community, we've done really well at the tournament, but we still have never had a perfect season. There's some surprises every time, so doesn't mean it can't be done. But again, I'm just reminding you guys, you don't really have to bet every game. So, what's up, caller?
Yeah, I was just calling to let you know that if people are going to go with the South bracket and think that the Big Ten teams Big Ten team might come out like Ohio State or Purdue, look into Drew Brees.
Purdue with Drew Brees, right?
Yeah, because it's not just that. If you look at the first team Purdue plays, it's North Texas. Drew Brees is from Texas, went to Purdue.
Purdue's going to win. They're going to win that first game. They're going to get to 19-9. I know that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I love the alignment of it. If you're going with that theory, for those who are going with the theory that a Big Ten team might come out there, I'd probably lean Purdue, because not just that region is held in Texas too. It's in Houston, and Texas is west of Louisiana, so it's not even. It's just. That might be possible if we're looking at a Big Ten history. I don't know who comes out of the South, but Purdue might be.
Okay.
It'll be someone that people sleep on because they underwhelmed in their last showing. So that might be something, and that might sink in with why he's, with his retirement and all that.
Wasn't 2 years ago when Purdue and Texas Tech ended up facing each other, and Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees were?
I think so.
I think both of them played well in the last tournament. Both those teams, though, didn't they? Texas Tech ended up going to the.
Yeah, I think they underperformed. Yeah, then too. Yeah.
Texas Tech lost to Virginia in the championship, and I think they got past Purdue if I remember right. So.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good thought though. Drew Brees' school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'll let you get better.
All right. Thanks, man. Okay. Yeah, because remember, Drew Brees retired the same day that they put out the bracket, Pi Day, March 14th. 73rd day of the year, 21st prime. If Purdue won 3 games, they'd have 21 wins on the season. So they'd win in the round of 64, 32, 16. That would take them to the Elite 8. They'd have to win one more game to get to the Final 4. I'll do some major thinking on this. Let's see. We got Atlanta calling in. What's up, Atlanta?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Hey, man.
So I got the Bulldogs beating just because I found some great reset and revolution stuff popping up. The coach's name for Drake, University is Darien Dale Degrees, which equals 151. Like the Great Reset is 151. And the game's on a Thursday, so Thursday is related to Jupiter. Jupiter is related to Zeus, and Drake University equals 201 and 204. Like how the Jupiter symbol looks like 21 is.
So just, hold on, just to make sure I'm hearing you clearly. So you're saying you're thinking the championship for the West to get to the Final Four will be Gonzaga and Wichita State?
No. I'm not even talking about championship game. I'm just talking about
in the West
beating Wichita.
Yeah, that they'd have to meet in the West Final, so that'd be the Elite Eight.
I mean, Drake University, they're Bulldogs as well. Drake University Bulldogs versus Wichita State, the HBCU team.
You're saying you see a Gonzaga Wichita State matchup is what you're saying, right?
No, Zach. No. Drake University.
Oh, you're saying Gonzaga versus Drake? You see Gonzaga versus Drake?
No. I don't know why I was just got muted.
Hey, you gotta call in and speak clearly, man. I'm gonna move on. Sorry, I'm not hearing you. What's up, caller?
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
What's up?
Okay, tomorrow there's a couple games. I know we're doing the tournament, but there's Toledo and Richmond and Western Kentucky at St. Mary's, California. The only thing that sticks out to me is St. Mary's because Catholic. I haven't even decoded this. I'll probably do it tonight. Can you take a quick look and just give me like a once over everything that sticks out for tomorrow?
It's hard to hear you because you're in a busy, loud place.
Yeah, I'm in a casino.
Yeah. Yeah, call us in tomorrow's live stream when it's quieter because we still got a day before the Thursday games.
Can you look at St. Mary's in Western Kentucky tomorrow?
Western Kentucky? I don't think Western Kentucky's playing.
No, it's the NIT tournament tomorrow.
Oh, NIT tournament.
But there's a Catholic team, St. Mary's.
Yeah, I gotta do a lot of. I haven't looked at anything with the NIT. I don't know what tournament number it is or anything. So.
Yeah, it's just the St. Mary's Catholic thing. Maybe might be a clue. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, just go with your guns, man, because I haven't done any research on it. So.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. See you. Okay, yeah, let's try to keep it on this, you guys. Or, you know what, let's just wrap it up here. I think that's plenty for today. We got some good information yesterday, some good information today. And I still have to put in a lot more pencil time here before our next stream tomorrow. So, I think we can wrap it up right there. Tomorrow's live stream is going to be earlier, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern. That's because I have, and we'll go a while. That's though because I have TFR tomorrow, and then I'll make TFR's topic about March Madness as well. Get some other outside opinions, thoughts people have, but yeah, I got to do a lot more grinding here, decoding each of these games, and I suppose before we sign off, we'll take one call from out of the country, Germany. What's up, Germany?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
How you doing?
All right. Yeah, I just got into this information, and I think I'm learning something anyways. Wanted to discuss the Western Division, the Cretan against UCSB game.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, for the Cretan Blue Jays is equals 23.
It does.
And I was looking at the record is 12 and 22. Now, if they lose that game, they go to 23. And if you add, I don't know if this actually works, but if you add the 12 and the 23, you get 35. And then UCSB Santa Barbara equals 35. So if they get upset,
Yes.
Maybe if there was an upset or something.
Yes, USCSB would get their 23rd win over the Creighton Blue Jays, and Blue Jays 23, and that very well could be an upset, because you see a lot of the upsets right there, the 5s versus 12s, the 11s versus 6. It seems like that's where the most upsets happen each year in the opening round. So, yeah, very possible.
Yeah, so there's that one, and then there's the Virginia against Ohio. Now I was looking at that one, and Cavaliers equals 179.
Right.
And if I was checking it out now, if Virginia goes 1-1, the coach will be at 17-9. 17-9.
Yeah, that could
which
be.
is 179 as well.
Yeah, that could be.
So yeah, they I was thinking they'd win one game and then lose the other game and then they'll be out.
That's very possible. Yeah. Yeah, great observations.
So that's all I got.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, take care. See you. Okay, here, let me check in with the chat real quick before we wrap it up. Okay. Yeah, he's probably in the military. He did, or maybe he went to American school, but his English sounds very American. I agree. Jonathan, coming from Florida, is thinking, is Florida State making a run? I got to do the homework on that game. I haven't put in enough time, so. All right. Looks like you guys are saying good stream. You're happy with the stream? Well, everyone in here is subscribed to Patreon. I appreciate it, though. Yesterday we talked a bit about those first 4 games. We'll talk about them more tomorrow too. So if you didn't watch yesterday's stream, definitely check that out also. What's up, Color?
Hey, what's going on, Zach?
Hey.
Hey, I just wanted to point something out. I saw something that was interesting about the college basketball.
Okay.
Did you see the losses for the coach or whatever? His name is was it Porter Moser?
Which coach?
For the Loyola, the Ramblers.
Oh, okay. What about him?
Yeah. If you look at his losses, he has 241 losses.
Okay.
And he's on the opposite side of the bracket. I know you like Gonzaga.
Uh-huh.
If he loses, he's going to have 242, and that's Gonzaga Bulldogs.
That'd be crazy if Loyola Chicago and Gonzaga was the matchup, 2 Jesuit schools. Huh.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I was listening to your the whole live stream, and you were talking about Chicago and Illinois, and they're from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah. Plus, I looked up too to see. You were talking about 56, and if you look up, Ramblers is 56.
It is. Yes, it is. I saw that.
And then you also said the tournament was the 82nd, and Loyola was 82.
Yeah.
So you got that, and then I was looking at his record too, right? And the coach, he's like 4-1. So if he has 5 wins, he'll have 91, and Gonzaga University is 91. Then Society of Jesus is 91, and then if he actually loses to Gonzaga, he's going to be 92, and 92 is University of Loyola.
I'll tell you what, if Loyola Chicago beats Illinois in the round of 32, I'm probably going to make that the championship. Yeah, those are really great observations. But yeah, even still, did you see what I was saying about how if it's Gonzaga versus Illinois, did you see how perfect all that would come together with the 45-32 record and all that?
Yeah, that's why I actually had it, and then I just started thinking to myself, what the hell is Catholic that's Illinois? And then I just thought of it. I was like, wait a minute. And then somebody was started talking about the nun again, Sister Jean. Like she's 101 years old.
Right.
She's gonna be watching the tournament and stuff.
Right.
I was looking at something else too. If you look at Porter Moses' record, right?
Uh-huh.
If he goes into the championship game, he's gonna have 191 wins, and then Society of Jesus is 191.
Okay. Yeah, that's
If he wins,
That's
and then if he
interesting.
wins, his name's Porter Moser for the coach.
Yeah.
But there's something else too. If you look, if he wins the tournament, right? You said it was in Lucas Oil Stadium.
The championship is there, right?
Yeah. Well, 192 is Indianapolis Colts.
Okay. Yeah, they play there.
So you can make like the home teams and names if you really want to, something like that. You know what I mean? To like represent. So I was looking at that. I don't know if it's gonna happen like that, but I just saw 5 games in a row. Society of Jesus, and then he goes 9-1 when he wins 5 games. Society of Jesus 91, Gonzaga University 91. Then I'm like, if he loses 92, and I was like,
well,
the school's name. So.
These are all really great observations. If he does lose to Illinois, though, who would give him that 242nd loss, though? Illinois, and that could be the sign that they're on their way to play the Jesuit school Gonzaga Bulldogs, because a lot of times it's a connected puzzle as well. So that could be the way that actually factors in. And notice if he wins the opening round and loses to Illinois in the second, he'll be 5-2 all time, like Indiana's 52, like Bobby Knight's 52. So could all be part of a bigger picture.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. If that Porter Moser guy wins, that's gonna be his 276th win, and Indiana is 276.
Wait a minute. Tell me how that 276 works again.
The coach again.
Porter Moser.
His all-time wins. He's if he gets 297.
Oh, if you win them all. Yeah.
Yeah, if you put in satanic gematria and you type in Indiana, it comes out to 297. So if he wins the tournament, it makes the word Indiana.
Huh. Interesting. That's wild. Well, there's a real dark horse right there. Is them. They are a Jesuit school, and the Jesuit numbers are here in Indianapolis. I also noticed though, if he only wins one game, he'll have 187 wins with Loyola, which is one of the most important numbers to the Jesuits. So.
Yeah, but if he goes to the championship and plays that Catholic school, he makes the other one 191.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. So,
yeah, it's wishy-washy. It's tough. It's a tough call, but I just wanted to point that out to you, okay?
Yeah, great observations. I appreciate it.
No problem. Take it easy, okay?
Yeah, take care. Yeah, I mean, you guys want to do a small pick, but bet on a dark horse. I mean, if they win the championship, you don't have to bet much on them at all. If they make it to the Final Four, you don't have to bet much at all. But yeah, I really like, if it's Gonzaga, I really like the way the Gonzaga Illinois thing comes together. It's literally perfect. So I could see why they would pick up, again, if they win one and lose one, they'll get that 242nd loss against Illinois, and Gonzaga Bulldogs is 242. What's up, caller?
Perfect timing. Hey, Zach. All right. It's a guy yesterday that, was correlating everything with the days and the station.
Okay.
So I just want you to look at the North Texas and Purdue.
Okay, North Texas, Purdue. I'm looking at it with my eyeballs. What's up?
All right. I had North Texas to upset Purdue. Now, the only reason I did that is because, you look at TNT. TNT has the 18 and the 9 and the 27. Fridays are up. Fridays has 81 as far as for upset.
Right.
And then you see, if you look at it, if North Texas wins, they become 18 and 9, and it'll be their 27th game, which would be 27 correlating with Sunday.
Okay.
The Sun.
Okay.
So I just wanted to see, do you see anything there? Because I know you guys said with the Drew Brees, and you expect them to win. Do you see an upset right there?
Well, the points you're making are possibilities. I just see on the surface, if Purdue wins, though, they're 19 and 9, like 199, the 46th prime, and that's the March Madness numbers, 46. But like I said, in tomorrow's live stream, I'm going to have gone through all these and looked more at the coaches and the gematria and really dial things in. So I'll save my answer for tomorrow.
All right. And you remember, too, Friday's also 18 also.
Right. Yeah, Venus. Venus is 18, and Friday represents Venus, right?
Yep, and 81 upset.
Right.
TNT is 18 and 19 on both ciphers.
Right. Yeah, I hear all that.
They could become 18 and 19 and play their 27th game, and they'll be on 27 going in on Sunday.
Yeah. Purdue's next loss is 32 all time in the tournament. Could be a key number, so yeah. You know what North Texas? You know North Texas's nickname off the top of your head?
Nah, hold on.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll do it all tomorrow, so it'll be done.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. We'll let another caller get in there.
All right, I appreciate it, man.
All right, thanks.
All right, yeah, see you. We'll just leave it right there, you guys, because again, we're going to do a nice long stream tomorrow, and I just want to get the rest of the homework done, but I really, at the beginning of the stream, the first 30 minutes of the stream, those were the points that I really wanted to make and things to think about. Again, I would really go back and look at the tournament in 89 and 76. Again, these are the two tournaments that seem to be synced up with this year's tournament. If you got here late, it's all explained at the beginning. But yeah, to me, there's three teams that have a narrative to win this championship, really. Gonzaga is my favorite. Michigan, 2. Illinois, 3. And all those were covered at the beginning. But I still like the Gonzaga riddle at the top. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, we will do another stream. As a warning, could possibly be an hour late. It could end up starting at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. But I plan on 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern at the latest, 3 and 6. So, see you there. And, yeah. Have a good rest of your day, Truth Seeker. Till next time.